Do you remember the last time you bent down to tie your shoelaces without grunting, without that sharp, warning twinge in your lower back? How long has it been since you picked up your grandchild, or a simple bag of groceries, without that cold spike of fear that your back might just go out? For millions of people over the age of 65, chronic back pain isn't just a nuisance. It's not just a sign of getting older. It is a thief. It's a thief that quietly steals your independence. It steals your hobbies. It steals your ability to travel, to play, to simply move through the world with confidence. It replaces all of those things with hesitation, with fear, and with a daily, draining, constant pain. The worst part? You've done everything you were told to do. You've taken the pills, the anti-inflammatories that just mask the symptom for a few hours and leave your stomach feeling raw. You've tried the stretches. You've twisted, you've reached for your toes, you've pulled your knee to your chest. And maybe you get a few minutes of relief, but the deep, aching pain always comes back. You've spent hundreds, maybe thousands on therapies, on special cushions, on ergonomic chairs. Some of you have even faced the terrifying prospect of surgery, with all its risks and no guarantee of success. And after all that, here you are. The pain is still there. That dull ache when you stand up from a chair. That sharp pinch when you twist the wrong way. That stiffness in the morning that makes the first 30 minutes of your day a painful ordeal. It feels hopeless. It feels like this is just your life now. A life ruled by pain. But what if I told you that for a vast number of people, this pain isn't what you think it is? What if the root cause isn't something that's broken, snapped, or worn out? What if it's just something that has fallen asleep? A critical support system in your body that after decades of sitting, slouching, and compensating has simply turned off. And what if I told you that you could wake it up, not with a grueling workout, not with a pill, and not with a scalpel, but with a gentle, 1-minute habit? A habit so small you can do it every morning before your feet even touch the floor. This is the story of that simple habit, and it's the story of how it helped thousands of people just like you, people like Frank. Frank is 72 years old, a retired postal worker. His one true passion in life is his garden. But for the last 5 years, his passion became his torment. Kneeling was agony. Bending to pull a weed was a gamble. He found himself spending more time in a lawn chair, watching his garden grow wild than actually tending to it. His pain, he said, felt like a tight, angry knot at the very base of his spine. Frank's story is the story of a body that has forgotten how to support itself. And the solution that changed his life is what we are going to learn today. Stay with me, because this 1-minute change could be the key that unlocks a life with less pain.
Section 2. The Why. So, what is this habit? We call it the 1-minute core activation tilt. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking. Core? You mean sit-ups, crunches, planks? Absolutely not. In fact, for most people with chronic back pain, traditional core exercises can actually make things worse. They put immense strain on the very structures that are already screaming for help. This is not a workout. This is an activation. It's not about building muscle. It's about reminding muscle. It's a neurological wake-up call. To understand why this works, you first need to understand the real villain behind your back pain. For most of us, the villain isn't a single injury from 20 years ago. The villain is the chair. Decades of sitting. Sitting at a desk, sitting in a car, sitting on a sofa to watch television. Our bodies were not designed for this. When you sit, especially when you slouch, you are doing two terrible things to your spine. First, you are teaching your pelvis to tilt forward. This is called an anterior pelvic tilt. This tilt creates an exaggerated curve in your lower back, or lumbar spine. This sway-back posture compresses the delicate vertebrae and discs in your lower back, day after day, year after year. Second, and this is the most critical part, all that sitting teaches your deepest support muscles to take a permanent vacation. You see, you have your six-pack muscles on the front, the rectus abdominis. These are your bracing muscles. But beneath all of that, wrapped around your entire midsection like a natural corset or a weightlifter's belt, is a muscle called the transverse abdominis, or TVA. This muscle is your body's natural back brace. Its job is to activate before you even move, stabilizing your spine and pelvis to protect them from strain. It's meant to be your first line of defense. But after decades of slouching in chairs, the brain simply forgets about it. It stops sending the signal. The muscle goes dormant. It becomes weak, lazy, and amnesic. And what happens when your primary stabilizing muscle checks out? Your body has to compensate. All the wrong muscles have to jump in and do a job they were never designed for. The small, delicate muscles in your lower back, the quadratus lumborum, the erector spinae, they start to grip, clench, and spasm, desperately trying to hold you upright. That is the chronic, burning, aching pain you feel. It's the scream of exhausted muscles that are being forced to do the work of the big, powerful TVA that has fallen asleep. The pills don't wake it up. The stretches don't wake it up. Even traditional sit-ups don't target it correctly. The 1-minute core activation tilt is designed to do one thing and one thing only: to send a very specific, gentle, conscious signal from your brain directly to that sleeping muscle and tell it, it's time to wake up. We need you again. When you reestablish this mind-muscle connection, everything changes. You are no longer just treating the symptom, the tight muscles. You are finally addressing the root cause, the sleeping stabilizer.
Section 3. The how. Okay, let's learn how to do it. And the best part? The best place to do this is right in your bed, immediately after you wake up, when your body is already relaxed. Step 1. The moment you wake up. Before you sit up, before you check your phone, before your feet hit the floor, lie flat on your back. Step 2. Get in position. Gently bend your knees so both of your feet are flat on the mattress. Your feet should be about hip-width apart. Let your arms rest comfortably by your sides or on your stomach. Take one deep, cleansing breath in and let it all out. Just relax. Step 3. Find your GPS muscles. I want you to take the fingertips of your index and middle fingers on both hands. Find your two bony hip points at the front of your pelvis. Now, just slide those fingertips about 1 inch inward toward your belly button and about 1 inch down toward your feet. You're now resting in a soft, fleshy area. This is where you are going to listen for the muscle to activate. Step 4. The breath and the activation. This is the most important part. Take a normal, easy breath in. Let your belly rise slightly. Now, as you slowly and gently exhale, I want you to imagine you are trying to gently draw your belly button away from your fingertips, pulling it down toward your spine. This is not a forceful sucking in of your gut. It's not a bracing like someone is about to punch you. It should feel like you are lightly hollowing your lower abdomen, or like you are trying to put on a pair of jeans that are just a little too tight. As you do this, you should feel a very subtle tightening or tensing under your fingertips. It won't feel like a rock-hard bicep. It will feel like a deep, quiet switching on. That's it. That is your transverse abdominis. You're talking to it. Step 5. The tilt. As you are gently drawing your belly button in and feeling that muscle activate, you will notice something else happening automatically. Your lower back, which might have had a small arch, will now gently press into the mattress. This is the tilt. Your pelvis is rotating backward ever so slightly, closing the gap between your back and the bed. This is the exact opposite of the painful forward-tilted posture that sitting creates. You are actively reversing the problem. Step 6. The hold and repeat. Hold this gentle activation and tilt for about 5 to 10 seconds. That's all. And keep breathing. Do not hold your breath. This is a common mistake. You must be able to shallowly breathe while holding this activation. After 5 or 10 seconds, completely relax. Let your belly go soft. Let the arch come back to your spine. Let everything switch off. This off switch is just as important as the on switch. Then repeat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, gently draw the belly button in. Feel the subtle tension under your fingertips. Feel your lower back gently press into the mattress. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and completely relax. I want you to do this 10 times, 10 repetitions, holding for 5 to 10 seconds each. The whole routine will take you about 1 minute, maybe 2 if you go slowly. That is the entire habit.
Section 4. Mistakes and the big change. Now, when you first try this, it might feel, well, weird. You might feel like nothing is happening. This is perfectly normal. Your brain hasn't used this pathway in years, maybe decades. The signal is weak. The biggest reason people fail is that they try to force it, and that leads to the 3 most common mistakes. Mistake number 1. You brace instead of activate. You're so used to sucking in your gut or flexing your abs that you tense up your entire stomach. You're using your big outer six-pack muscles. This is not the goal. The activation of the TVA is a subtle 20% effort, not a 100% effort. Remember, hollow, don't brace. If your entire upper body is tensing, you're trying too hard. Mistake number 2. You hold your breath. The instant you hold your breath, you are no longer activating the deep core. You are now just creating pressure. The entire point of the TVA is to stabilize your spine while you breathe and move. So as you hold that gentle activation,
You must practice taking small, shallow breaths. Breathe into your chest, not out of your belly. This is a skill, and it takes practice. Mistake number 3. You use your glutes or legs. You might be tempted to squeeze your buttocks or push with your feet to tilt your pelvis. This is cheating. This is once again using big external muscles to do the job of a deep internal one. Your legs and glutes should be completely relaxed. The only thing initiating this movement should be that gentle drawing in of your lower abdomen. Mistake number 4. Inconsistency. This is a habit, not a magic trick. It's like brushing your teeth for your spine. You wouldn't brush your teeth once a month and expect good results. You must do this every single morning. It's the consistency that retrains your brain. It strengthens that neural pathway until it becomes automatic again. So what happens when you do practice this every single morning? What is the big change from this small habit? It's not an explosion. It's a domino effect. After day 1, you might just feel, well, more aware. You'll stand up from the bed, and for the first time, you'll be thinking about your center. After week 1, the activation becomes easier. You can find the muscle immediately. You might notice that when you stand at the sink to wash dishes, your back doesn't ache quite as fast. Why? Because your brain is starting to automatically fire that TVA just a little to support you. After week 2, this is when it gets exciting. You'll catch yourself slouching, and you'll be able to find that muscle and pull yourself into a better posture without consciously thinking about it. That 1-minute habit in the morning is starting to carry over into your entire day. The natural corset is beginning to do its job again. After 1 month, you'll bend down to pick something up, and nothing. No pinch, no twinge. You'll get out of the car after a long drive and find that you can stand up straight, not do the old man shuffle for the first 30 seconds. The small, spasming muscles in your back are finally getting a break. They are no longer on high alert 24/7. The deep, powerful TVA is back on the job.
Let's go back to Frank, our 72-year-old gardener. Frank is not running marathons. He's not a bodybuilder. But after 6 weeks of this 1-minute in-bed habit, something profound happened. He was in his garden. He knelt down on his foam pad and he spent an hour, 1 full hour, tending to his tomato plants. He pulled weeds, he tied up vines, and when he went to stand up, he pushed himself up and he stood and he waited. And there was nothing, just the satisfying ache of used muscles, not the sharp electric pain of a damaged system. He told me he stood there for a full minute, just looking at his hands, covered in dirt, and he almost cried. That is the big change. It's not about becoming superhuman. It's about getting your normal life back. It's about being able to bend, to lift, to play, to travel, to live without fear. Your chronic back pain may not be a life sentence. It may not be a sign that you are broken or worn out. It may simply be a system that has been forgotten. A powerful protective muscle that has been lulled to sleep by a lifetime of chairs and slouching. This 1-minute habit is the key. It is the wake-up call. It's the first domino. Start tomorrow morning before your feet touch the floor. Be gentle, be patient, and above all, be consistent. Thank you for watching. Your commitment to yourself is the first and most important step. Now I have a question for you. What is one activity, just one thing that you would love to do again if your back pain was gone? Please share it in the comments below. Reading your goals and dreams gives us all the motivation to keep going. If you found this video helpful, please click the like button and, more importantly, share it with a friend or family member who you know is living in pain. You could change their life. And be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video on how to live a stronger, healthier life at any age.